wanna be just like me. I take that shit lightly. You just don't excite me. Wanna be hype beast, could never be a vibe, please.
I just want to say that this review wasn't planned. I didn't go to this event with doing this review in mind. So if I don't have all the info and all of the right names and things, I'm sorry. I just was inspired after I went to the event to share. So here it is.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Baby Giraffe, Big Booty YG up in this beat. And this is like a review of my night. I just came home. I went to the Buffalo Fashion Runway 3. Buffalo Fashion Runway show number 3. Buffalo Fashion Runway did their show at Sheas. I'm gonna give my just review of the event. Buffalo Fashion Runway is a new collective in Buffalo that supports fashion in different areas of artistry in the city of Buffalo. So today they had their Buffalo Fashion Runway 3 at Sheas Performing Arts Center. And if you know me, but you know I love Sheas. Like, I used to play in the Buffalo Philharmonic at Sheas Center, and it's just such a nostalgic building for me. If you went to performing arts and you're a music major, you already know what I'm talking about going to Sheas. Like, there's concert dress, there's a way that you act, there's a way you. But anyway, I just want to give my review of the overall show, the experience, my experience being in the crowd, and I got different reviews from people that were also in the show, and I just want to give my little 2 cents on what's going on in Buffalo culture. You know, Buffalo culture. Like, one, I loved how it was tiers to it. It was 3 different floors, and there were 3 different things on each floor. So the base floor, there were vendors. It was just a lot of mingling. I love the backdrop. I love it looked like they were trying to like emulate Hercules with the girls in the beginning. I love that. I love Jana. I can hear her voice, pick her voice out of a crowd. Okay, I heard her immediately. It was like, that's Jana. I actually do have the pamphlet. Let me look at that. Hold up. I don't have the pamphlet. I thought I had the pamphlet of the information of everybody so that I could correctly state what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna just describe it to the best of my ability. I'm sorry. I love the set design as far. It looked like towards the right was supposed to be like the silos. I'll put a video in there or something. It looked like it was supposed to be the silos on one side. It looked like it was supposed to be Hercules, or I'm referencing it to Hercules, but I'm not sure if that's what it was supposed to be. But the Hercules on the left side, and then it had the drums and the DJ like side by side, like kind of in the middle. So I like the layout, but I feel like it was just kind of confusing, like with the models coming out, with the narration, with I don't think it translated the way that it was meant to. But I can see what was supposed to happen, you know? I'm not sure as far as the timeline of the show and when everything was released, but I am interested to know about like rehearsal time and just everybody's preparation time, because I did hear a lot about like rehearsals, and I feel like maybe if there was a little bit more time to rehearse certain parts of the show, it would have been a lot better. I feel like for a lot of the models coming out, I was confused. And not for nothing, it seemed like the narration stopped on very interesting parts. I'm gonna just say that. I don't know. I ain't really trying to offend nobody. Like, I'm just trying to get my opinion on what I was doing there. Like, you know? So, some of the models coming out was a little confusing. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know what they were doing. Some of them were doing some improv, some photos, which was cool, but it was also like the cohesiveness. I'm confused. Too, when it comes to the designers, I'm not gonna lie. This is just my honest opinion, like, and it's no shade to nobody. I love the show. I love what this is for Buffalo, right? But I feel like we're at Sheas. We're at Sheas Performing Arts Center, one of the biggest, if not the biggest stage in Buffalo. I feel like the quality and the criteria for a stage and a space so profound like this, it should only be the very best of the very best. And that sounds bad, whatever. Shoot me, y'all, hey, shoot me. What do you want me to say? I'm just giving my honest opinion. But I feel like some of the designers didn't need to be there. Some of them put in more work, and you can see it visually, as far as like actually creating looks and designing looks and creating a quality like package of work that is like identifying them and their brand to this insanely packed crowd at Sheas. You know, we're at Sheas. Like I said, I'm an arts kid. I come from performing arts, so when I go to Sheas, it's only the best of the best. I've only seen the best of the best at Sheas. So when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at it with a very critique eye. As far as the models and the designers in the show, I don't know if there were only. I'm confused as to how many people each designer had. I was told it was 3. I was told some people got more, but I'm just gonna go off the 3. I'm not sure if 3 looks is enough to really get an artist and a designer's creativity and their expression out there. I saw like so many great designers, and I'll get into my favorites. Maybe having less designers, making it more quality over quantity, and then extending the amount of work that each designer is able to submit would definitely help the quality of the show. I would think, because certain designers that I loved, and I was like, in all of their art, I was wanting to see more, and I don't know, I just felt like it was cut a little bit short. It was cut short. Maybe a little bit more like pre-production would have helped, as far as like rehearsals and just like everybody knowing their mark, because like I said, I spoke to some people behind the scenes as well, and a lot of the models were pissed. A lot of the very good and like most passionate and most skilled models in Buffalo said that they will never do another show in Buffalo because of how the show went. And while I don't know what happened, and those models did amazing on stage, they all said something to the point of they all was winging it behind the stage. Like, they didn't have proper cue time to when to come out. Nobody really knew what was going on. Some models got put in with different designers, and like, it was just a lot of confusion backstage as well, which I understand. Like, shows are big, like that's something that happens, but I feel like we have a responsibility, especially if we're not being like, I don't know, we have a responsibility to take care of each other, especially in the artist scene in Buffalo, and to have very passionate artists, models be a part of the show and have such an experience that makes them not want to do the show and like in tears. I'm sorry, this is not New York, like, and I feel like because New York Fashion Week and all the big city fashion weeks has such a stigma of like, okay, yeah, Fashion Week is horrible, but I get exposure and that makes it worth it. I don't think that just because that's what we hear, that's something that we should continue to do, or that's something that we should continue to push forward. As far as, we don't care about the models, they're getting exposure, so it doesn't matter. The models aren't getting paid, you're just getting exposure, so we can treat you like shit. One of the models actually told me that somebody from production tried to fight her, and she was one of the best models of the show, one of the best. So it's like, I don't know, the pre-production and the behind the scenes stuff, I feel like if that was more tightly knit, then it would have been translated a lot better. When I was talking to a lot of the models, I just know that they were very confused. Nobody knew what was going on, and I understand, like, that may be the standard, like, oh, New York Fashion Week is ran like this, it's ran like that, but there's a certain level of quality that comes with those type of shows, and I feel like for Buffalo, we we have the ability to put more time and attention into the pre-production and into putting more love and putting more concern with the models. And my thing is, there would be no show if it wasn't for the models. The models aren't getting paid. They're here doing rehearsals, they're doing the show, they're doing their hair and makeup for the show. Like, so for them to feel so upset towards the end of the show, I didn't like that. I personally saw a few models that I know that are very passionate in Buffalo and very passionate about what they do, and they were extremely pissed. They were pissed towards the end of the show, and I hated to see that. So I feel like that's something that we shouldn't look over just because it is, you know, we may have a lot of people who want to model. We may have a lot of models. Just because there's a lot of people, I don't think that that should fall by the wayside. This wouldn't be a thing. The Buffalo Fashion Runway wouldn't be a thing without the models, without the designers. So I feel like they should be catered to in a way that makes them feel comfortable to continue moving forward, working with this brand or any other Buffalo brands. And I feel like this being at Sheas should set a certain standard of how things should be conducted and just how things should run as far as production and as far as people being on schedule and knowing what's going on. I understand, you know, it's a lot. It's so many moving parts when it comes to doing something like that. And I could only imagine they had a lot going on, right? And like I said, it was still an amazing show. It was a great show. But me with my performing arts critique, I peeped certain stuff, and afterwards I was concerned because I saw, you know, certain people that I care about and that I know care about what's going on visibly upset because they feel like their time's been playing with, that they're not taken seriously, that, like I said, one girl almost had to fight in pre-production. That should never happen. Like that, we just have to take all things into consideration because everything that we do as far as creativity is, the bar is already set very high. We already naturally set the bar super high. And Buffalo Fashion Runway, this is their third show, right? So I'm super excited for their growth, and I'm excited to see how they elevate from this, because Sheas is probably, like I said, if it's not the biggest, it's one of the biggest stages in Buffalo. So I'm only interested in seeing where they go from there. But certain things I feel like have to be put in place to get there. And I feel like, one, I don't know who's getting paid from this event. I don't know, but for the level of stress and the shit that I've heard from the people that were most important and a part of this show, they need something. Like, Sheas is like a very profound stage. Like, Sheas, only the best of the best is at Sheas. And I'm not gonna lie too, they had some of the biggest sponsors for this event. Like, probably like 40 of the biggest sponsors in Buffalo was sponsoring this event, which is amazing. But I feel like with that type of caliber, with that type of support backing this show, it gave college fashion show with a theater twist. That's what it gave. And while that's not bad for it to be at Sheas, I'm expecting, do y'all see what I'm wearing? For it to be at Sheas, I was expecting a little bit more quality. Like I said, the show was still good, but I was expecting a little bit more quality on stage. I understand why some things maybe didn't translate fully, but this is just a learning experience, I think. Like, there was a lot of moving parts to it. They had vendors, they had models, they had designers, they had musicians, they had like, they had so many different moving parts, which I appreciated as well, because I see the effort that was put into place. But I also feel like some things could have been better. And as a person in the crowd and somebody who has as a person in the crowd and somebody who has experience in the modeling industry personally, I feel like, why not share my thoughts about the show? Sometimes less is more. It was just a lot going on to where I don't think everything translated the way that maybe it was intended to. I'm happy that I was able to come as a viewer and really just enjoy the show, because I feel like without us being honest with each other and really like being real about the experiences and giving that grace, I feel like there's nowhere for us to grow. This is something that I think is very powerful for Buffalo. It's bringing a lot of this is also one of my favorite things too. This show brought a lot of intergenerational people together. Like, this show was the epitome of intergenerational, and that is what I love. There were so many young new people that I've never seen, never met. Was fire. They had the OGs, the elders, there were people from young to old, in the middle. Everybody pulled up and was in support and excitement to see this show come on. So that was something that I love to see. Like, us being able to have events that we're able to vibe with together. Like, from, I don't know how young the youngest person, it was kids there, little baby girls and baby boys. But, you know, like, being able to be 16 and be in the same event as somebody that's 70, and there's like a commonality there. That is so important, and I love that aspect about this event. Like, the fact that we're able to bring these different people together. I hope nobody takes this as me bashing them, because I'm not. I'm just giving my real critique about the show, because one, I care about art. Two, this is black art, like a Black History Month, like a Black History Month tribute is what it felt like. So it's like, I feel like I'm a part of this, you know what I'm saying? I feel, and I think that that's something that they want us to feel. They want us to feel included in something like this. They want us to feel like we learned something, and I can appreciate that. I can notice that for sure, and I respect that. But at the same time, we're at Sheas, so I'm expecting things to be like butter through the whole entire show. I wish so much success and so much more things from Buffalo Fashion Runway. I can't wait to see how they evolve and how they grow from this, because Sheas is such a profound space to have something like this, and something that's so profoundly and unapologetically black. I definitely appreciated seeing that at Sheas, so I'm excited to see how they break the ceiling off of this. I hope that nobody takes this as shade. Bitch, I'm not hating because I said what was good and I said what was bad. So if you don't like it, bitch, kiss my ass. Like, if you're mad, then you're just mad. Like, whatever. Like, it is what it is, you know? It actually was very cool and very fun for us to, like, have something to dress up and go to in the city of Buffalo. That's rare. I was very excited to get dressed and get cute and have a reason to put on this fire dress and do all this. So yeah, I'm excited for the next show, and I hope y'all break the ceiling off of this, and y'all should really celebrate and pat yourselves on the back, because we had something to celebrate on the last day of Black History Month that brought a lot of black people together, and just a lot of people in general together for arts and the expressions of art. So I appreciate that and I applaud that, and I'm very excited to see how this grows from here. To have multiple age groups wanting to go to something like this and all be together in one space for one thing, that was fire. I don't know, and I feel like I'm the people's champ. Maybe that's my self-proclaimed title, but I feel like I could say the things that people are maybe weary to say or feel like they shouldn't say. Like, shit. Hate it or love it, it is what it is. Big baby YG. Out this bitch.
You bitches don't excite me. Wanna be high beast, could never be a vibe, please.